Hey everyone, I'm Jasmill, and today I want to talk about colorism in the beauty industry. I really don't have anything planned, but I just want to talk about a subject that not a lot of people talked about before in the past. Outwardly, it was more of something that, you know, myself as a woman of color and went through it and experienced it, but I didn't know what was going on at the time. And then also you talk about it with your friends and but it wasn't really talked about that much until now people are talking about it more, and now people are recognizing certain things, and I want to be part of the conversation. I want to put just my experience out there, and I'm really emotional today. I'm emotional about something else, but I wanted to do this. I wanted to recreate this look by Gold Lux K on Instagram. She did this for Martin Luther King Day, and also just the climate that we're in about just makeup equality and beauty and colorism and racism and all of that stuff. So I got inspiration from her. So I experienced colorism back when I was in high school, just, a teenager wanting to start experimenting with makeup and wanting to start use certain things. And I remember I would go into the stores and I would, want to try foundation here and there. And I always just noticed that it was very hard to find my shade in the drugstore. I remember Maybelline did have my shade, kind of. They had a lot of darker tan skin shades, but I also remember that I bought their Dream Matte Mousse, and that was the first foundation I've ever tried on and ever bought that was my skin color, but it was like 2 shades darker than me and really orange. But I was just so proud that I was able to find something that was similar to my skin tone. But I remember that a lot of makeup companies didn't have my shade, especially Physicians Formula, and I'm more on the natural side, and I wanted to try more natural things, and Physician Formula just always spoke out to me. But I remember every time I would buy a powder from them, a foundation from them, a BB cream from them, they never had my shade. And even when I bought the darkest shade that they carried in the store, it was always so pink and so cool and made me look so ashy, and it was just horrible, and it didn't make me feel good about myself. And that's why in high school most of the time I just skipped face products because I felt like I couldn't find my face products. Even bronzers, I didn't see the purpose of bronzer because all bronzers were my skin color at the drugstore. So I was like, how can I wear bronzer if it's not bronzing enough for me? It's just my face color. I'm just gonna use this as an all over powder. What is bronzer? I never understood the purpose of bronzer. I thought it was just for lighter skinned people that wanted to look tan, and since I'm already tan and they didn't have darker shades than me, I just thought, what's the purpose of bronzer? It's not for me. And then going later into college, 19, 20, I got a job at Sephora. I was a cashier. But that's when I started seeing a different side of makeup, the higher end makeup brands, and experimenting more and trying more things out. And I remember I still was turned off by foundation and powder because I never found what I was looking for in the drugstore, so I never thought to look for it in the higher end stores like Sephora. So I remember in 2013, I believe, I was 20. I remember the BB cream and CC cream trend was everywhere, and all these companies started coming out with BB creams. And I remember there were certain, and I remember taking home samples from Sephora because I would always make samples for myself. And I remember a lot of companies did have some of them had my shades, and some of them had tanner skin shades and everything. But I remember there was specific brands that wouldn't make any shades darker than beige. And I couldn't wear it. I couldn't try it. I couldn't experience that brand because they didn't have my shade. And I remember, I think it was like Dr. Brandt Jart or something like that, the really bougie brand at Sephora. I remember I just couldn't try it, and you know, I just got over it. I'm like, okay, they don't have my shade. I'll just use this Tarte BB cream. Tarte BB cream was like my favorite. Funny enough. But Tarte and Smashbox, I remember, made my favorite BB creams, and they did have shades that did match my skin. But then I remember finally there was brands that made my shade. I remember I remember Makeup Forever did have my shades, but I never liked the Makeup HD. It was just like blah for me. But I remember I went to the NARS booth and I was trying on like the NARS Radiant Foundation, and they had Cavith or Cavith. It's the shade name of one of their foundations, and it was like kind of the closest to my skin color, and I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, never in my life have I experienced like finding a foundation that was so yellow, and that made me so happy. But little did I know that like I'm not yellow undertoned. I'm not, like, yellow was not my undertone. So even that foundation, even though I thought, yes, like I finally found my foundation shade, it wasn't my foundation shade. It was too yellow. And I've heard other people say that NARS, like, they have an amazing selection, but sometimes it is way too yellow and way too orange, and it's like there was never like an in-between, and there was never like enough variations, and we just always get left out. Like other people in the middle, they get, you know, enough pics, but then we always got left out, and it's like, why? Like, you always wonder why. And it's because I don't want to assume things, but I'm pretty sure, like, we're not stupid. In 2018 we are understanding what all of this was. It was like colorism and wanting to sell to just a certain type of audience, and it's almost like segregation. Like, you can use our products, but these people that have darker skin tone or way too light of a skin tone, or just another, you know, whatever, they can't. And it was definitely a type of segregation, and it sucks. It really does. It sucks. And that's why we need to talk about it, and we need to address it. And now we are addressing it. Now we are talking about it more. And Tarte has come out with a foundation, and they only had like 2 shades for people of color, darker skin tones, and so much is being said right now, and you never really know what the truth is, but you like see through all the bull crap. You see through all the bull crap right now. But at least we're talking about it. At least we're standing up for ourselves. At least we are, you know, letting it known that this isn't right, and it's just beauty, but it's bigger than that also. It's another way of segregation and telling a group of people that they aren't good enough, they don't belong, we don't care about you. It speaks louder because we're noticing it now. And maybe people have always noticed it, and I always noticed it a little bit, but I just like never really knew what was happening. Like, I didn't associate that with racism or colorism. I just was like, oh, I can't use that, I can't wear that, but it is. But I want to thank some girls in the makeup community that have been speaking out about it, and that have been changing or impacting a lot of people with their influence. And I know that eventually it is gonna change the way brands and big corporate America view things. And if not, then we're gonna be heard because we have that power now. So Monica Style Muse is one of them. She's amazing. She's a Dominican Afro Latina, just like I am, and she really is inspiring me and just talking about a lot of things that I wish other people would talk about. Iris Berlin, another Dominican. She's amazing. She's hilarious. She also talks about it and speaks out about these issues. Jackie Aina. Jackie Aina is one of the biggest influencers out there, and she is not afraid to speak her truth and not afraid to let the world know what her thoughts are, and I love her for her honesty. Alyssa Ashley, she has been a game changer now. She is speaking out about things. She is speaking her truth, letting the world know, also using her influence. And I also want to talk about Rihanna. Rihanna has completely brought this issue and this topic out into the world globally, internationally. She made a big like mark and stance on women and equality and making something for everyone. She wasn't the first one to do it, and people always keep saying that, but she is a huge influence and a huge reason why other brands are gonna start noticing their wrongs, and that there is a huge demand and that we do want to be seen and heard and catered to, and a lot of people are going to take notice, and they are taking notice, and they are doing things about it. And she has been an amazing inspiration to me. She is the reason why I really I've always loved makeup, but she is a huge reason why it became just more fun and more expressive, and just I felt more confident to do it. Just seeing her wear bold lipstick and everything. I remember when I was a young girl, I thought I could never wear red lipstick. I was only seeing red lipstick on like lighter skinned people, white people. I only saw like bold lipstick on them, and I never thought that it would look pretty on me because I wasn't seeing anyone else wear it. And then I saw her wearing it, and she looked amazing and fabulous, and she was confident and working it in her red lipstick. And then I wanted to buy a red lipstick, and I bought it from Wet n Wild, $2.99, $1.99 because they're so cheap, but the quality of Wet n Wild is really good. And I remember I started rocking bold lipstick because if she could do it, then I could do it. And she is the reason why, she is my reason why I felt confident and bold enough to do that and wear bold lipstick. And it might seem like a stupid little thing, but to me it wasn't. To me it wasn't, because it was a realization that I can do anything I wanted. And it didn't apply to just lighter skinned people, it applied to everyone. So she is another reason. She is another woman of color that is standing up and taking her mark and letting the world know what's up, like a lot of times, and I commend her for that. So thank you, Fenty, for catering to us, and I can't wait to see what else you come up with. There are a lot of other people in the beauty and makeup community that are speaking out about it, and we're just continuing the conversation, starting the conversation for some of you that aren't aware. And if you think that this doesn't affect you, it does. It does. It affects everyone. Everyone that buys makeup. So thank you so much for listening to me. Please share this video with anyone you think would be interested in this topic or has anything to add to this topic. I don't want to be rude, and I don't think I'm offending anyone. I'm just speaking my experience and my truth. And I was really inspired to create this face of equality. Makeup is for everyone,